Velvety echo, the fire escape. Late at night, city breathing slow, and there she is, barefoot, half shadow, sipping tea like it's a secret. He should not be watching. She should not be smiling. But some moments aren't meant to be polite. Some moments climb fire escapes and ask to be touched. Nina always made her tea at midnight. It was the first thing Marcus noticed when he moved into the building across the alley. The third floor, crooked window view, fire escape, with exactly 3 questionable bolts. She had the kind of presence that made stillness magnetic, a slow grace, the kind of woman who could stir honey into her mug and make it look like performance art. At first, it was just something to watch while his own insomnia twisted through the hours. But watching turned slowly into waiting, and waiting somehow became wanting. He told himself not to get involved. He'd moved to the city to paint and stay out of trouble. No messy entanglements, no complicated women with soft mouths and mysterious rituals. So naturally, trouble introduced itself in the form of flying pages. A storm had rolled in, loud and clumsy. Rain rattled against the alley like coins in a tin. Her window burst open, and with it, a stack of paper scattered like startled birds. He watched her scramble, barefoot and laughing, half out the window in an oversized tee. She snatched a few pages, cursed under her breath, and then spotted him through the cracked blinds. "You losing your novel?" he said. She laughed, brushing a curl behind her ear. "Just some thoughts I wasn't done with." "They looked poetic, at least," he said. Everything looks poetic in a thunderstorm. And just like that, Nina wasn't a silhouette anymore. She was real. They began meeting on the fire escape. Not officially, not planned, but it kept happening. A late night tea for her, a drink or two for him, knees drawn up. The space between them charged like the air before a summer storm. She asked about his paintings. He asked about her writing. "Mostly I write about people I haven't met yet," she said. "Things I want, but don't quite believe in." "Like what?" he asked. She looked at him, then looked away. Moments that last. They weren't flirting. Not exactly. More like circling. Testing the warmth between them like fingers near a flame. Some nights they barely spoke. Others, they fell into conversation like sleepwalkers guided only by instinct. Marcus found himself sketching her without realizing it. Her hands, the curve of her cheek, the way she tilted her head when she was listening. He never showed her. Things felt too intimate, even when you're sitting 10 feet apart in the same darkness. One night she asked him, "Why are you here, really?" "I told you," he said, "to paint." "No," she said, "I mean here, alone, in this city, in this moment." He hesitated, then, "Because I was losing myself where I came from." She nodded like she understood all too well. Me too. It happened on Thursday. The air was thick, too hot for sleep, too hot for reason. Nina was already on the fire escape when he stepped onto his side. "Can I ask you something?" she said. He nodded. Do you ever think about what it would feel like if we stopped pretending this was casual? Marcus blinked. Have we been pretending? Nyla smiled, small and knowing. Only a little. Then she reached for him, not across the alley, but inward, towards something neither of them had said out loud, towards the space between loneliness and longing. Come here, she said. It wasn't a question. He climbed out of his window, crossed the fire escape, and stepped into her world. Her kitchen smelled like mint and heat. The light was soft, only a single lamp glowing, like it knew what was about to happen and didn't want to interrupt. She didn't wait. Her fingers found his jaw. Her thumb traced his mouth. Her breath brushed his neck. And when she kissed him, it was with the kind of certainty that rewrites maps. They didn't rush. They unraveled. He took his time with her shirt, each button a permission. She let her hands explore his bag like she was learning it the first and last time. Clothes fell away like old versions of themselves until nothing was between them but skin and every conversation they hadn't dared to finish. The first touch wasn't desperate. It was reverent. She kissed down his chest like a poem she'd memorized. He cupped her face like she was something sacred. They moved through each other with tension and tenderness like art, measured, deliberate, and entirely consumed. He whispered her name like an ache. She gasped his like a vow. Time melted, breathing blurred. They didn't chase the climax, they let it come to them. When it did, it wasn't an explosion, it was a surrender, quiet and deep and full of all the kind of emotion that made your chest hurt in the best way. Afterwards, they lay tangled in silence. No awkward, no empty, just full. Nyla rested her head on his shoulder. I always imagined it would feel like this. Marcus turned to her. Like what? Like being known, she whispered, without having to explain. He kissed her temple. You don't have to explain anything. They didn't name it the next morning. They didn't talk about labels or timelines or the future. But everything changed anyway. They started sharing mornings. Lazy, soft mornings with stolen kisses and shared mugs. She read to him while he painted. He brought her new notebooks, filled with pages she'd write and never let him read. The fire escape remained their meeting place, even when they were sleeping in the same bed. It became a ritual. Sunsets, wine, sometimes just sitting in silence, shoulder to shoulder, like the city didn't exist past the alley. One evening, Marcus turned to her and asked, You've written about this, haven't you? She smiled, chin on her knees. Every night. Anything you can share? Nyla hesitated, then reached into the pocket of her robe, pulling out a folded page. He read. He didn't arrive with answers. He arrived with patience, and in the quiet between his words, I heard everything I'd forgotten I needed. He looked at her. She looked back. And in that pause, where the story could have ended, They simply kept breathing together. If your heart is still racing, good. That means you listened the right way. Come back soon. There are many more windows to open, more secrets waiting on fire escapes. Until next time, sleep soft. This was Velvety Echo, and my name is Nyla Hart.